Good afternoon. How you guys doing today? We're back at it again. New stream, new track, new race. I don't know how excited you guys are as much as I am excited is for this. Hope you guys are excited as well too, like myself. So you guys know what's up and what we do and how we are. So let's get right to it. Alright, time to head into career mode. Alright. Alright, let's do this. And yes, we're heading to Austria. So, I forgot to mention. So, this is another one of those races where it's a sprint weekend instead of just like three practice weekends and then qualifier and then, a race. This is one practice weekend, sprint qualifier, sprint race, then race qualifier and race. So you guys get a full weekend. And just before we get into this, I'm just gonna show you guys something really quick, or let you guys know something really quick in this case. So the F1 calendar with the sprint races, I have to let you guys know because I honestly forgot again. So the races that have sprint races in the 2024 calendar is, we did China, we did Miami, and now the next sprint race is Austria, which is the track that we're heading to now. And then right after that, it is in Texas, Austin, Texas, for the Circuit of the America, which is, I believe, the second American race before Las Vegas, before the Las Vegas race. And then after that, it'll be Sao Paulo, Brazil, which will be another sprint race weekend. And then the next one will be in Qatar for the final sprint race of the season, and then the last race. So with that being said, let's head right into it. It's gonna head right into like a full weekend. And yeah, so like I said, guys, there's gonna be 60 minutes practice, sprint quali, sprint race, then race qualifier, and then race, and there's 36 laps. So hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in there. Stay tuned, guys. Enjoy this.
Welcome along to the Red Bull Ring. Breathe in that fresh alpine air. The hills are alive with the sound of F1. It's practice time here in Austria.
Alright, welcome to Austria, guys. This is the Red Bull Ring. This is also one of my favorite tracks of all time. So, of course, you guys are gonna know I love this track. So, with that being said, we're not going to do any race strategies right away. We're just going to head out on track, get a couple laps, and then after those couple laps, we're going to do the race program.
There'll be a lack of rubber out on track, so take it easy for the first couple of laps.
So yeah, like I said, a couple laps in, and then after those couple laps, we will we will do one of the race programs, and then we'll go from there. So stay tuned, guys. This should be really interesting, really fun. So I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are too. And welcome to Austria, guys. We're in the mountains of Austria. As you guys can clearly tell, we're surrounded by trees and forests. Love this racetrack, very fast. And from what I saw in the new F1 2025, you can actually drive this track reverse, which seems interesting but exciting. So I guess I experienced that when I happened to get myself a PS5. then I get to experience F1 2025. Hopefully before the release of the 11th. Yeah, the scary part of this track to me, and like seeing the race in real life, is going down past like right here, like this part of the track. This to me is like the fastest part of the track and the scariest part of the track. Because it's a hard ride, and then another hard ride again going into last turn before the straightaway. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. And lap times here can drop down to like 106. 105 to a max, I believe. But yeah, this is one of the DRS straights. It's one of the best DRS straights on this track, which is right here, and then in the next corner right here, you have another DRS straight, which is right here. Not as long as the first one. And go into the turn. Yeah, look how steep the car is going to go down on this turn. Very fast. And then here's the last DRS straight on the main stretch. Honestly, I would low-key love to drive this track reverse. I'm curious to see how it will feel. I believe I drove it reverse already, but not in an F1 game. But in a game called Grind Legend, which is basically a mix of like different like races, Formula 1, GT, and endurance racing. And I drove it with a regular car, not a F1 car, reverse. It was interesting. I don't know how I felt about it because of the game, but I'd love to do it in F1. Or in another racing game that's similar, that has a Formula 1 car. So a few more laps and then we head right back into the pits. Do a few race strategy, and then depends on how much time there is, I might skip forward a little bit. Because this is a 60-minute practice session. So I'm going to stop talking for a little bit and let you guys enjoy the car going around the track, and then on the next turn by, I'm gonna switch the car from this view to cockpit view so you guys can get an idea of what the car looks like going around the track in the cockpit view. So when I pass the finish line again, I'll switch it then. Enjoy the laps, guys.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Alright, so we're back in the pits for a little bit of time. So like I said, I might skip forward, so we'll see.
The car settings screen on your multifunction display will allow you to change various settings as you drive. Open the display with the MFD button and you can then navigate up and down to the setting you want to change.
So basically, like I said, right now I did about 6 laps on a hard tire. And my lap time right now is 7.
When you get a chance, make sure to run some of our practice programs. They don't all need to be done in one session, but there's valuable data there to help race strategy and car development.
As you guys can see, my lap time is 107, and I don't know how Lance Stroll got that fast of a lap time on me, but that's crazy. Oh, he had a better sector 1 and a better sector 3. I only had a good sector 2, but that's crazy still. But
Right,
that's
so
not
our
gonna stay like
fastest
that.
lap currently 1 minute 07.6.
So stay tuned for a bit of time, guys, and just check out the cars on track and how they're calibrating their cars to their track. Oh, he's coming back into the pits. We'll see who's still out on track. Okay, I'm not a fan of Logan Sargent like that, so not interested to see him on track. He's like the Logan Sargent's like the worst F1 driver, considering he even got fired last year at the end of the Zandvoort Grand Prix for crashing and destroying the car too much. So enjoy this, guys. So we're gonna do a quali pace, 1 lap run, with 30 minutes to go, and yeah, let's do it. And obviously I'm gonna switch from cockpit to TV pod because it's easier to drive. So yeah, let's head out, do this quali pace, and see how it goes.
Okay, this is a quali sim. We've estimated the times our closest rivals will be doing, so that's what we need to beat.
Yeah, this should be fun. I should be able to beat this, no problem. Enjoy, guys.
Didn't really get the data we needed on that run. You might want to give it another go.
Yeah, that wasn't the best of laps for that, to be honest with you, so I tried my best to really send out forward as fast as I can, but it wasn't the best of laps. At the moment on controller, but I'm in the process of getting a wheel. So as of right now, I'm on my controller, sorry. But I will be getting a wheel soon, maybe in the next month or two, hopefully.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
No, I'll go around for another lap. We'll find out if that's okay.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
So yeah, in a month or so, I should be getting a race wheel. Any suggestions for race wheel? If you have any, or if you have one of your own for like a beginner, just coming into like using race wheel. Any suggestions? Welcome to the stream, guys. Who all just joined, thank you for joining. So yeah, this is the first practice. There's about 20-something minutes left in the practice session, and I'm going to be doing a couple race programs to burn the time down, and then whatever time is left, I will let it sit there. Okay, that's cool. Nice. Yeah, that's one of the really good ones from what I heard, and from doing my research on getting a wheel. That's one of the ones I saw. But that one's a bit pricey for my budget at the moment, so I think I might end up pushing for it to get a Logitech, maybe in the future I will
To
get
view
something similar to
information on
that.
your current levels of tyre wear and damage, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display, and then again to cycle to the tyres and the damage screen.
Yeah, but that's a good one though. I heard it was really nice, especially if you're playing on PC. I heard it was a very good one. So guys, there's a couple cars on track right now. It's about 12 cars on track out of 20. I'm waiting until it
Okay,
really
our
goes
best
down.
lap so far, 1:06.1.
I'm gonna wait until the time the track gets a bit more, not quiet, I would say in this case, a bit more slow, then head out back on track. So check out the times for the time being. Oh wow, man! So if you've been saving for 2 years, it's definitely worth it for sure. If you've been into like racing, like myself, Formula One racing, maybe I don't know, Gran Turismo, a couple other games I can't really name off the top of my head right now, but yeah, no, man, it's a good investment if you're into like racing games, like heavily racing games or heavily sim racing. It's a good investment for sure. Yeah, no, man, I just decided, you know what, my birthday's coming up. I don't know what I want to do for my birthday. I don't know what I want to buy. So I said, you know what, I'm playing a lot of racing games right now. I want to get into it more. Let me get a racing wheel. So the wheel I'm planning to get is the Logitech G29 wheel. I know the wheel's a few decades old, but or a few years old, I should say. But for the budget I have, it's a decent wheel. Yeah, here in Canada, that wheel roughly, I I can give an exact number, but it is. Yeah, at my local dealership where I can usually get this, I'm in Canada, so be a Best Buy for me. Um, that wheel is currently $400 right now, brand new. So I'm looking into get it brand new, of course. Okay, that's cool, bro. I honestly, I would love to go into try go-karting. I've never done it myself. So yeah, that's awesome, bro. Hope you enjoy it, man. That's really awesome. That's cool. I know a lot of people who've done it before, um, and who take it like extremely seriously to the point like they want to go into like actually Formula One racing and going into like Formula 4, Formula 3, and Formula 2 racing. But that's cool. Oh, that's awesome, bro. I'm happy to hear that, man. That's great. I can only imagine all the hard work paying off after you cross that finish line with your first win, man. I can only imagine how happy you were. That's awesome to hear, bro. Good on you, man. That's awesome. If you don't mind me asking, man, where are you from? I am from the great white north of Canada. Where are you from by any chance? Oh, that's awesome, man. That's really awesome to hear. Oh, okay. That's awesome. That's good to hear. Yeah, I've been to the UK myself once, and I know you guys are very, very, very big on your karting and your racing in the UK. So, yeah, that's cool, man. Happy to hear that, and I hope to hear from you again. Hopefully, you get another win, or wins, I should say. But nah, that's awesome, bro. So yeah, in about 18 minutes time, I'm gonna head out back to do some more racing, And I will be doing another race program before I do the sprint qualifier. So, no problem, bro. You're welcome, man. I'm always happy to hear, like, you know, people who into racing, especially like go-karting and then heading into racing. That's awesome. Or sim racing. I'm happy. It's a good community. I love you guys. So I'm trying to join it as well to myself. But I'm starting up by sim racing, so I'm happy to hear, bro. You're welcome, man. And thank you for joining my stream. I really appreciate the love, man. So hope you stay tuned for the end for the race so you can see my racing style in this game, because I'm not the best driver, but I'm a decent driver. Alright, the track is kind of slowing down now. There's like 7 people on track, so I can definitely head out and do a fuel management on track to get some race programs in for the time being. So enjoy, guys.
In this program, we want you to focus on your fuel saving technique. Lift and coast through corner entry to save as much as you can whilst keeping under the minimum lap time. Program complete, program complete. These results will do, although you could definitely do better. Consider giving it another shot.
Okay, so it was a good result, but I'm guessing I didn't completely tick all 5 check marks. Probably got 3 out of 4 out of 5. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Currently, right now, I am putting on 57 difficulty. And then for the race, I might push it up to 64 because I was testing it earlier in F1 World just to do like the Grand Prix itself with this track specifically. And I can't believe that past 64 for me personally, it's a bit of a challenge to keep it on track. So right now it's at 57. But for the sprint race, I'm gonna put it up a little bit higher just to see what's up. Almost had a spin there.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
My favorite F1 driver is Max Verstappen, so I'm a big Red Bull fan. As you can see, I'm driving with a Red Bull. Yeah, Max is my biggest fan. But I have a list of like, you know, drivers that like who I put on top. Like if I have to put like my all-time list, it's gonna be, you know, like in the modern day, like of F1 in this generation, I have to put Lewis, Max, Leclerc, Fernando, and maybe Carlos Sainz. But like if I'm talking like old school, it'll be like a lot of like Michael Schumacher, also Fernando Alonso because he was also in that generation. But before Fernando Alonso, it would be like Schumacher, Sebastian Vettel, and Alonso, and then maybe a few other names. But if I go like back in like the 60s, I have to put Ayrton Senna. I have to put Niki Lauda up there. I have to put Niki Lauda up there as well. So and under that maybe Nigel Mansell. But like if I'm gonna go modern day, it's a bit, yeah.
Right,
No, honestly,
so
actually, bro,
so far,
I know a lot of people like that. I'm like that, but with Max. I'm a big glazer for Max Verstappen. So, bro, trust me, I know how you feel on that, bro. I know that one very well. Yeah, I'm a big Max Verstappen glazer as well. Honestly, so I can't blame me for that one. I've been there, bro. I've done it myself. So yeah, guys, I'm with 8 minutes left.
20th in the speed trap, 327.6 kilometers per hour.
With 8 minutes left to go, I am gonna head out and do the race strategy, and then call it a practice session. Hopefully, by the end of this race strategy, the practice session should be over, and then it'll be heading to the sprint qualifier. Man,
okay, we need a few solid laps here to help us calculate a good race strategy.
Bro, I'm actually really excited for this weekend because we know we're heading to Spa, one of my favorite F1 tracks, aside from like my home Grand Prix here in Canada. And then there's the Austrian Grand Prix, which I'm driving on right now. And then Spa and then Monza, and then Sao Paulo. But right now, like I'm really excited for Spa weekend to kick off. I'm gonna be tuning in on F1 TV to watch the weekend warm up for Spa and then watch practice on Friday for that. I'm pretty excited to watch the race because it's been boring for the last 2 weeks now having an F1 race, man. So I'm excited for a race weekend to come back. So that's pretty exciting.
That's 5 minutes to go.
Always a great race indeed for sure, man. Really great race for sure. No doubt about that. Honestly, I don't even know who won Spa last year, to be honest. I don't even remember. Like, I just know it was a good race, but I don't remember who won the race. I might have to, like, actually Google and check that one to see who won last year's Spa Grand Prix, but, no, it was a good race. My favorite corner of all time, or turn in this case, oh yeah, George Russell won the race because Hamilton got disqualified for something, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Hamilton got disqualified and George Russell got put up into P1. Okay, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, that was, bro, I was so mad, man. Like, he just won the race, you know, he hasn't won a race like he won Silverstone. But then, like, to go to Spa to win the race and then find out you get disqualified, nah, that was, I would be super mad, bro, because that was a really good race, bro. Yeah, for sure. So the fact that like the race is gonna be here this weekend, all the old like videos and like things from like last year is gonna pop back up for sure, and no doubt, I'm probably gonna see it as well to myself somewhere on social media, or like you just said on TikTok. I'm sure I'm gonna see it to myself, bro. Nah, honestly, I felt bad for Hamilton, man, because that was a really good drive for him to get like disqualified by his disqualify for his teammate to take the win, bro. It was interesting. But according to sources from what I saw, Spa might be a wet race this year because there was rain a few days ago, but we'll see what the weather's like for this weekend. Yeah, George Russell did a one-stop strategy. That was a really good one-stop strategy. He kind of pulled that one out of his ass, though. I have to give him that one. He pulled that one out of his ass, bro. But it was a good strategy. One-stop strategy to push his tire, because he was on the hard tires. So that's the one good thing about hard tires. Like, you might not have like full pace, but like when it comes to duration and like, you know, lasting longer in the race, hard tires will do the trick. Like on a medium will get you halfway, but like if you want like full push, it's better to be on hard tires. So yeah, that strategy was good. Oops. Yeah, I'll check there a second. There's about 1:40 left. If I cross this line, I should have enough time to finish the whole race program and then come back around. Gauge is about 1 minute and seconds counting. Almost a minute to go before practice is officially over. Few seconds left to go. So I should get across the line as soon as practice is over. And I'm gonna do one more lap and then head into the pits after that.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
Yeah, practice is done in about 15 seconds. So I'll do one more lap.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Yep, I'll head into the pits because practice is over. And it's time for sprint quality. Oh, that's awesome, bro. Enjoy, man. Hope you get another win tonight. Have fun, bro. I need to go go-karting myself, man. Enjoy it.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Yeah, I definitely need to get into that to myself here. Because I need to put my racing skills to the test on the track. So, enjoy, man. Yeah, no, I feel like once I try it once, I might get like addicted to it. I might, like, the adrenaline of it might like just make me like want to get into it like fully or even more. So, yeah, you're probably right, man. Well, definitely. So yeah, guys, that's the end of practice. So practice is done, and as you guys saw, there's only one practice session.
The fun doesn't stop here, though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
So yeah, guys, we're heading into sprint qualifying right now. So after the sprint qualifying, be the sprint race. So yeah, this should be fun. So I'm gonna head right into the sprint quali, and hopefully I'm gonna test out something really quick for the sprint quali, which is basically the difficulty. Right now I have it at 57 difficulty, just to keep it on a bit balanced for me. And what I'm gonna do for the sprint race, I'm gonna put it all the way up to 64, because when I tested it in F1 World on this track specifically, I got good results with Max. I had like, I think 2 to 3 second lead with Max's car, but with Checo's car, it was a bit kind of like too close. Like Max was right in my car, so I was like, I'm not too sure. So I said I'm gonna try it out and see what happens. But if anything, for the actual race, I will put it back to 57 to run the Grand Prix race. So, yeah. Alright, no worries, take your time, bro. And if you wanna DM me your cardinal results, you can always you know, check out my in the description. My socials are there. You can check out my Instagram and my my Instagram and my Facebook or my Discord. You can send them my way or tell me. So those are there. So let's head right into quali and let's do this.
Hello everyone, welcome to Austria. It is a short track, it is high speed, it is exactly what we enjoy for qualifying.
Guys, by the looks of it, it looks like there might be rain in Spa. Because as I'm seeing right now on the Ferrari's Facebook page with Drogo on you, it looks like it's raining in Spa. So we might have a wet race this weekend. I can't say for sure, but by the looks of it, it looks wet. And obviously I'm doing a wet sprint quali, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. That's okay. Let's go around for my first lap and then peel back into the pits. And we're on intermediates because it's not full wet. Thank God it's not full wet for cars, because that would be unfortunate.
Right, we're right on the cusp now. We've been pushed down to P11.
So yeah guys, if I don't get a improvement lap, which I doubt I'm getting because I just cut the grass, I'm just gonna peel into the pits on my one lap, and then just before the time drops down, as you guys can see, there's not much time I have. I'm gonna head back into the pits.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining.
And I don't have, my delta time is still red, so I will be peeling into the pits and then try to do a second lap in a few minutes time. I always like being out on track first. It's better.
10 minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes. Understood. Stopping this lap.
10 minutes, but there's like about 7 minutes left for a qualifying session, so stay tuned guys.
ETA on this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes, so just keep your concentration out there. You're doing well. Right, our best lap so far, 1:15.1.
Oh yeah, so guys, I'm not heading out back yet. As you guys can see right now, I currently did a 1.15.2.
To view your current tyre, brake and engine temperatures, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display, and then press it again to cycle through until you reach the temperature information screen.
Okay, damn, bro, you definitely progressed a lot. Because you went from like
Okay, so
18
we're top
to
of the
20.
speed trap, 308.9 kilometers per hour.
Which makes sense. Then you dropped back down again and went back up again. So you had like some good days and some bumpy days, which is understandable. And then, yeah, damn, your progression has been a bit stable, like really stable. And then your last race, you got P1, because like you went from a from third to 8, and then from 8 to first. So yeah, that's good progression, man. That's really awesome. So yeah, guys, like in the session right now, there's about 4 minutes and counting left to go. Yeah, the improvement's nice, man. Like it was really awesome to see. That's awesome. Yeah, you really put in the work on to improving your time there, bro. That's awesome. So yeah, like I said, there's about 4 minutes left in the Q1 qualified session. I doubt I would need to go back out to do a second lap, because as you guys can see my lap time right now, I have 2 fast sectors. I have the fastest sector in sector 2 and sector 3, and Max has the fastest first sector for everybody. Yeah, like your times were very consistent, like according to like where you were coming in, and like the further up you got to like before you got your first win, there was a lot of improvements. Because like on the second message you sent, like you were like, let's see, before you got your win, you went from like, you know, P14 up to like a P9, then you jumped back down to like a P11, went back up to a P6, then you dropped down to P3rd again, you went up to P3rd, then you dropped down to P8, then and I guess your last race you went to P1. So the improvement and the consistency was really there, so that's awesome. Yeah, no, man, I'm really hoping to get into karting, hopefully find like a decent karting place here in Montreal. And most karting places here in Montreal, the majority of them are going to be indoor, unfortunately. But I'm hoping to find a really good one and maybe like go karting with my friends once in a blue moon, because I'm always looking to expand my hobbies. So yeah. So 2 minutes and counting to go. There's 14 cars out on track right now, but I am not heading back out on track.
2 minutes remaining.
Yep, 2 minutes exactly, and I'm definitely not heading back out on track. So, okay, I'll go on Leclerc since he's a third car on the top. Where is he? There he is. About 1:30 left to go in the session, so enjoy, guys. Oh wow, almost 18 cars out of 20 is out on track right now, so it's like a full session for cars. Yeah, dude, for on screen right now, yeah, I'm like in this game, be honestly, I'm already a 4-time world champion in this game already. But in my game before this, which was F1 2023, I won 10 seasons. So on that, I was a 10-time champion. Hopefully to do the same on this one. So currently, right now in this game, I am a 4-time world champion, fighting Max Verstappen for my 5th world champion. Because if you stay tuned to the end of the video, you'll see how much of a struggle I've been having. Or if you go back and watch like my previous videos, you'll see how much of a struggle I had actually trying to win races and trying to stay consistent in the points to stay relevant and don't lose out my points so I can get a 5th championship. But so far, I've been getting a run for my money by my teammate, Max Verstappen. He is currently my biggest rival at the moment right now, man. So that's the end of the session. Wow. Wow, I dropped to a P12. What just happened? I am not out, but a P12. Who's P1? You want to bet Max is in P1? Not even. George Russell is in P1. Where's Max? Whoa. Max is out in Q1. What is happening right now? Okay, that's not what I expected. Really not what I expected. So I guess I gotta put my foot down for Q2. Okay, that's awesome, bro. I think like I'm only like 6 points away from Max right now, I believe, because I didn't win the last race, so I am a few points away from him. But I don't know how the hell I got dropped down to P12 at the end of Q1, bro. That was way too close to getting disqualified, because Max is out in Q1 for the sprint race. He is in P20. Like, I'm beyond shocked right now. If he stays like lower, it's gonna give me an advantage to gain more points for the race. But like, I was not expecting that. What would I say from my like the best track? It has to be my home track, which is the Canadian Grand Prix here in Montreal. Yeah, it has to be like one of my best tracks, because I know that track very well. Like, I spend a lot of time lapping the track a lot, so I would have to say my home track. Monaco, I've definitely improved on Monaco for sure. Compared when I started playing F1 for the first time, I kind of skipped the race, because like, you know, first time trying Monaco, I screwed it up so much that like I had to, like, I DQ'd it, right? I basically DNF'd on Monaco. So the fact that like I did very well on it, like in the few years like I've been playing, I improved. Imola is a really good track. Honestly, it's a very, very, very good track, no doubt. I've driven on it a few times.
We've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
It's a very decent track. But out of the Italian tracks, Monza is my favorite though. Man, you spent a lot of time on Monaco. Wow. I give you props for that. I can't do that, man. I can only spend like maybe a race weekend on Monaco, and then I got it. I can't stay on it long. But I give you props for that one. Hungary is not my best. It's not my favorite track at all. It's like the worst track when it comes to DRS and like catching catching time, especially like.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Especially if you're like you're. I didn't want to go around. I pitted, but it didn't let me in, so I will do this instead. It didn't let me pit properly, but I guess that's on me because I pit too late.
Lap times are dropping. Looks like track conditions are starting to improve.
Yeah, the Monaco trials, I'm doing well on it. I'm not the best, but like I'm decent on Monaco so far. I've gotten used to it, but it's still like there's still a lot of like practice I need to put in Monaco. But it's not my favorite track, but I'm happy that I improved on it. Yeah, no, a lot of people don't like Canada. I don't know why.
Okay, mate.
To me,
best lap so far, 1 minute 06.7.
To me, it's one of the best tracks in my opinion, because like, you know, it's my home track, and like, you know, I've driven countless laps on it multiple times, so my lap time on it is very decent. I recently got a 1.11 on that, so I'm doing so well on that.
Okay, we're 8th in the speed trap,
Alright, man, thanks
325.5 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, thanks for joining the stream, bro. Thanks for your support, and yeah, have a good rest, man. So yeah, guys, it looks like I might need to go out on a second lap because Fernando Alonso just pushed my ass down into a P2, and this is Q2, so I have to be careful here. Yeah, man. And yeah, in Monaco tunnel, it's honestly for me it's the tunnel entry and the tunnel exit that tricks me when I come out of that tunnel. Especially like you have to slow down, you have to go around the barrier without hitting the barrier. That's one of my annoying parts for Monaco, which is going through the hairpin turn, the turn just before you go, the turn just before pit lane, before you go on the straight, and the hairpin turn. And the tunnel exit and the tunnel entry and the tunnel exit. Those are the really two challenging turns for me. The fast part of Monaco, I've gotten good at it. I've had a few bumps in there here and there, but like I've gotten better at it. Yeah, no, bro, it's, oh man. Even in daytime, you still get a flashbang coming out of the tunnel in Monaco. I hate it. Like, even in daytime, but I've never driven it at night, so I might go back on F1 World, and go to Monaco and try to see what it's like driving it on light. But I've never done it like that, so I'm gonna head back out on track to do a improvement lap. Hopefully I get a better lap than I did. But nah, coming out of the tunnel in Monaco in daylight, you're gonna get flashback, bro. It's annoying. And like it messes with you, especially if you're in the lead. It really messes with you a lot. Okay guys, so let's see if I can do an improvement lap and get back P1, consider Alonso is in P1 at the moment. Right now there's about 8 seconds left. If I cross the finish line before the timer goes, I'll get a lap in. Let's see what happens. Enjoy, guys. Thank you, Yuki, for giving me the way to get out of the way. Thank you, bro. I definitely need an improvement lap right here so I can get back P1 because I just got pushed into P5. Which is, I don't know what is happening right now, but with the difficulty, I was not expecting the difficulty to be this aggressive at 57. So I guess I will leave it at 57 for the race and see how the race goes. Because the qualifying pace and the race pace is always different, so I will see how the race pace is for the sprint. And if at 57 it's aggressive, I will leave it there. But if it's not that aggressive, I might go up a little bit, not too much though. Okay, so it looks like I might get pole position here, or I might be on provisional pole. Thank you very much. Did I get P1? Yes, I did. So I am on provisional pole, and I got that. So hopefully going into Q3, I can get pole position for the sprint race. So, whoa. Okay, I did a 1.5. Okay, he did a 1.6. Okay, not bad. But I'm honestly, since I just saw everybody who's out in Q2 right now, the last people who was out in Q2, I'm so shocked right now that Max Verstappen is in P20, man. I really don't know what the hell happened there, but I don't know what the hell happened there, because Logan Sargent is ahead of Max right now, and he's going into he just got out in Q3. He's starting in P5. Joe Guan Yu is in 14, Hamilton's in 13, Kevin Magnussen is in 12, Yuki will be starting in 11, and for the top 10 is George Russell, Leclerc, Hulkenberg. I'm happy to see a Haas up there, especially Hulkenberg, Daniel Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Lance Stroll in P4. He's the worst Canadian F1 driver there is in history. But somehow in the game, he's managed to jump to P4, man. I don't know what's going on, but it's crazy. Oscar Piastri in P3, Fernando Alonso in P2, and myself in P1. But let's head right into Q3 and let's see if I can get pole position there and head straight into the sprint race and have some fun with that. And yes, man, W for the pole. I'm happy I got that pole on the last lap with seconds left on the clock. So let's head out, and hopefully it's a dry track, because for the first part of for Q1 it was wet. It was intermediates. It was a wet quali, so kind of understand a little bit why I dropped to P12. So by the looks of it, it is a dry track because Q2 was dry. So yeah, it's a dry track. So let's see how the sprint race goes. So enjoy the first lap. And yeah, I'll see you guys back in the pits after this lap. And when we get back to the pits, I will go over my lap times with the top 3, or in this case, the person right below me. So enjoy the lap times.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Okay, so before I go over my lap time, I will be back in about a minute or 2. I know there's about 3 minutes and 15 minutes in counting, but I will be back in about a minute, hopefully with enough time to go back out to do a second lap. And then just before I go out, I'll try to compare my my lap time for the first run. So, but I will be right back. So just give me about 30 seconds to a minute. So I'll put this like this, but talk to you guys in a little bit. So as you
ready?
guys saw,
Okay, let's go.
I don't know if I have enough time, and I doubt I do, because it took me a little bit more time than I expected. I'm gonna head out anyways, and I doubt when I get on track it's gonna be like a minute. And I did a drive out, so excuse me, because I did a drive out, I honestly missed it. So I'm gonna stay here and see what happens, and I doubt I am in pole for the race. Let's see what happens. So okay, so I didn't need to go out. I got pole position, W for me. So I'll be starting the race in P1 for the sprint race, which we'll be heading into right about now. So no improvement lap even needed, surprisingly. The gap between me and Lando Norris is 3.374, and right now, so the top 10 is myself, Lando Norris, Lance Stroll in P3 on the start of a race. What is happening here? That's crazy. So it's me, Lando Norris, Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, George Russell, Daniel Ricciardo, Nico Hulkenberg in the Haas at P9, and then Carlos Sainz in P10 to finish off the pack. So let's head right into the sprint race. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm kind of shocked to see. It's like not the first time I've seen him up here as well too. So as you guys can see right now by the current standings, I am 6 points ahead of Max Verstappen, and with him starting in P20 for the sprint race, I should maximize my points, and I want to see how much he pushes up during the sprint race. With that being said, let's head right into it. Yeah, I don't know where Lance Stroll got pulled P3 from, but he pulled that one out of his ass. So let's see what happens. I didn't double check the gap for him, but what I'm gonna do now, just before I go into that, I will what in the 2021? that is one way of looking at it. That's actually funny. So yeah, so for that I am going to, I don't want to raise the so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna keep it like this for the sprint race just to get these, because it's 12 laps. And then if the difficulty is too low, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna raise it to 60 for the race. But for the quali, I'll put it back at 57. But for the race, I will put it at 60 if needs to be. So enjoy the race, or in this case, enjoy the sprint race and enjoy the track introduction. And I'll see you guys just before. I'll talk to you guys just before the formation lap ends, before the race starts. So enjoy.
So it is all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? 700 meters above sea level, 10 corners, and one of the shortest laps of the season. 2.6 miles with some good overtaking opportunities, but you've got to get the braking right into turn 1 and turn 3. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Henry lines up on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Ricciardo, Hulkenberg, Sainz, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Hamilton, Joe, Sargent, Bottas, Ocon, Albon, Gasly, and Max Verstappen completes the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We will soon find out. Well, we welcome you to the broadcast. It's going to be some race today. First of all, introductions. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me for this one, Anthony Davidson. So, a sprint race today, and that means lights to flag, no stops. And how is that going to affect the driver behind the wheel?
Absolutely. So for today, there's no pit stop, or shouldn't be a pit stop anyway, if things go right, and you can forget about strategy. You're just driving today as fast as you can, make those overtakes if you need to, and that's what a sprint weekend's all about.
So like I said, I'll talk to you guys for the beginning of the formation lap.
Ahead of today's sprint. It's going to be interesting to see who gets pole position.
So, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoy this race as much as I do, so. So enjoy the race, guys, and I'll see you guys at the end of the sprint race. So enjoy.
The drivers and teams making their final preparations.
Yep, thank you, man. Alright, let's do this. Enjoy, guys. So as you guys can see already with what the hell happened, I don't know what the hell happened back there because there was a yellow flag. So I don't know if there was an incident or some sort, but as you guys can see with the difficulty at 57, I took off. I almost had like a 2-second lead already. So like I said, I might put it to 60 for the race, but for qualify keeping it at 57, but for race put it at 60 just to get a little bit more for edge. And Lance Stroll is still in P3.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within
Hopefully
1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Hopefully with the DRS activated, George Russell can take P3, because Lance Stroll in P3 is kind of like hitting me hard here, man. Yeah, Liquor right now is in P5, as you guys can see. Yeah, usually when the race is a bit more stressed, I usually don't keep my comms on, but because it's not really that much of a stress race, because I'm almost 2 seconds ahead.
Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Not too stressed, but Lance Stroll is still in P3, so he's actually pushing against Lando Norris right now, so I don't know what's happening with that, but that looks interesting. If he goes into P2, I will be very shocked and surprised to see that happen, bro. It'll be record-breaking to see Lance Stroll on podium or even in P2. Let's see what happens by the end of the race.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
I can't really read the comment right now because it's a bit hard to read while I go through certain corners, so I might skim it over a little bit. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, sometimes I'm usually quiet when I'm focusing, so it's better that way sometimes. As you guys can see, my gap right now is 2.1. It's going up and down from 2.2 to 2.1. Just went up again by 2.3. Okay, cool. I'll be going quiet for the rest of the race, so enjoy the race, guys.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 12.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. And the time last lap, 1:08.4.
Wait, Leclerc's out of the session. I'm wondering what the hell happened, but it says Charles Leclerc is out of the session. I'm assuming he had engine failure or mechanical failure while he's out, but damn, okay, wasn't expecting that. That's unfortunate. Russell's not really putting pressure on Stroll because the gap is
Caution, caution.
yeah, there's Leclerc right there, off track. He's out of the race completely.
Okay, clear.
Was not expecting that. Yeah, he DNF'd, yeah. Probably had a mechanical failure. Give or take. I was hoping they brought out a safety car, but I don't know why, but in this game when like someone goes off track like this, they just put out a simple yellow card and go around track. But in a real race, if a car is stalled on track like this, it usually pulls out a safety car. I don't know why the game doesn't bring out a safety car. And then when you go past the place where they were, the car is basically not there. So it's like, where's the safety car? Like, I hope in 2025, F1 2025, they fix that, or they put a safety car when the car is out on track like that. I would like them to give a little bit more like interaction when it comes to that. Alright, here we go. Another car is off on track, and this time it's Lewis Hamilton. The two future Ferrari teammates are out of the race. I don't know why. Probably another mechanical failure by the looks of it. And on my next turn past the my next turn by is going to be the final race, so it's kind of unfortunate he out. Lance Stroll is gonna finish P3 for the sprint race, which is, whoa, what is happening right now? So final lap, here it comes.
Final lap, push, push.
There we go, guys. Second to last turn. Here's the last turn. Straight for the finish line. Woo! Let's go.
Top job, mate. Top job. Yes! I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but man, you pulled through. Thank you. Well done.
So with the sprint concluded, join us next time for qualifying and of course the main event, this weekend's Formula One Grand Prix. We will see you next time.
You were saying about Lance Stroll. Well, I have a theory on that. When your dad is rich as he is, you get to skip a lot of stuff. And if you watch Driver Survive, he admitted on camera that he has a golden spoon in his mouth. So when you have dad's money like Lance Stroll does, you get to skip a lot of stuff. He's not the greatest driver, but somehow he's still on the grid because his dad owns Aston Martin. Which is, when you have money, you can get away with anything at this point. Especially in this sport, by the looks of it. Because if it was me as a owner and a team principal, I would have got rid of Lance Stroll a long time ago. Just like how they got rid of Logan Sargent, I would have done the same thing, or a couple other drivers. And yeah, thanks, man. It was a good race, a good win. So I'm definitely gonna put the difficulty at a 60 for the Grand Prix race. But for the race qualifier, I'm gonna leave it as it is right now. And Max managed to get to a P12. Managed to get to P12 by the end of that. So he's currently in no points. He currently has no points right now for the sprint race. So the last person who got the points was Nico Hulkenberg, who got the 1 point for Haas. Which I will check the standings right now, see where Haas is. So for the constructors, Haas is number 8 with 17 points. And for the driver's standing, I am 14 points up on Max because of the sprint win. And he is still at 224. I have 238. Hopefully I can get the win and get more points and push a little bit more ahead in the standings for the driver's championship. But let's check out the highlights for the sprint race, and then we'll get right into qualifying for the Grand Prix race right after that. So enjoy the highlights for the sprint race. Alright, man, thank you for joining, thank you for watching the sprint race, man. I'm happy to see you join my stream today. Hopefully I'll see you for the next stream, which will be tomorrow at it'll be tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So it might be around this time for you, and it might be different. It's just gonna be one practice and qualify and then the race, not a whole race weekend. So thanks for joining, man, and yeah, I'll see you next time, bro. Have a good night. So let's head right into qualifying for the race. So like I said, guys, I'm gonna leave it at 57 difficulty, and for the race put it at 60. And my experience is officially a 94, so that's pushing up, and I'm happy about that. Let's continue. Alright, so let's head right into quali and have some fun. So enjoy, guys.
Hello everyone, welcome to Austria. It is a short track, it is high speed, it is exactly what we enjoy for qualifying.
All right, let's head out for this lap for Q1. Enjoy my first lap. Hopefully it's a very good lap, and hopefully I don't get dropped down like how I dropped down into in Q1 for the sprint. But I'm assuming that happened because of the rain. So with that being said, enjoy lap 1 of Q1 for the race and enjoy it. And I'll see you guys or talk to you guys at the end of this lap. Enjoy, guys.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
So I guess we'll be double stacking. Yes, we are double stacking. Okay, so yeah, I will compare my lap times in a few seconds, guys, so hear me out.
To view current strategy and race objectives, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display, and then press it again to cycle through until you reach the strategy and objectives screen. Right, so far, our best lap, 1 minute, 05.5. we're 11th in the speed trap, 327.4 kilometers per hour. Okay, there are only a few cars out on track. We should consider getting out there.
Why the heck would I head back out on track? For what reason, bro? My lap time right now is, I did a 1.5 with all fast sectors. I did a 16.0, which is the first fastest in sector 1, and I did a 29.3, which is the fastest sector 2, and then for sector 3 I did a 20.1, which is the fastest sector 3. So, and the gap between me and Max Verstappen, he did a 1.6.2 with a gap of 775 with a sector 1 as a 6.6. Hold on, mommy. With a 6.6 and a 29.7 and a 20.7 as a sector 3.
If you find yourself getting understeer, then you're not getting enough grip from the front tyres. It could mean the car isn't being allowed to lean on the tyre, possibly caused by a front suspension that's too stiff, or maybe the front wing isn't producing enough downforce. Your drag reduction system, or DRS, allows you to gain speed on certain straights. We call these areas zones. You can use your DRS in these areas at will during practice and qualifying, but in the race, DRS is only available if you're within 1 second of the car in front. The bar at the bottom of your MFD will fill up as you approach the DRS zone, and once it starts flashing, press the DRS button to activate.
Alright guys, so we're gonna head out and do a improvement lap, and then right after this improvement lap, let's hopefully the lap gets improved, and then we'll see what happens then. So because right now I am in P1 right below Max Verstappen. I had a very good lap time, so let's see if my lap time was improved, because right now Max is out on track, believe it or not. So, and as you guys can see, going into turn 1, my lap time dropped. My delta time is red. So, and of course this is Q1, so let's see what happens. If it doesn't drop, then you guys know. Qualifying is officially over for Q1, and then heading into Q2, I'll just say who is out in Q1, and then head into Q2. Right now, yeah, I'm not improving at all. There's no improvement whatsoever. But I know for sure I got P1. Let's see what happens here. Okay, I got P1, of course. Okay, the gap kind of dropped a little bit because Max got a 1.5, so the gap dropped. Significantly dropped. Alright, so who is out in Q1? So let's go from the bottom up. So in Q1, Daniel Ricciardo is in P20, Nico Hülkenberg is in P19, Lewis Hamilton is in P18, very surprising, because they DNF'd, and then Charles Leclerc is in P17. They both DNF'd in the sprint race, so I'm assuming they have injury problems, that's why they're starting this low. Logan Sargent is in P6, which makes the bottom 5 out in Q1, and everybody who's going into Q2, starting from Carlos Sainz, Pierre Gasly, Valtteri Bottas, Kevin Magnussen, Zhou Guanyu, Yuki Tsunoda, Alex Albon, Esteban Ocon, George Russell, Lance Stroll in P6, Oscar Piastri in P5, Lando Norris in P4, Fernando Alonso in P3, and Max Verstappen in P2, and myself in P1 heading into Q2. So enjoy that, and I'll see you guys for the first lap in Q2. Let's go. Alright, let's do our first lap in Q2. Let's hopefully I get a 1.50 or a 1.51. So enjoy the lap.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
So yeah, that was a bit tricky going into the last turn, especially with Joe 1 right in front of me. I could have dropped it a little bit more, but let's hopefully for the I don't think I'll need it, but I'm just gonna go out on track just to be safe for a improvement lap, especially for that last sector. So stay tuned, guys. But for that lap so far, I did a 1.5.
Right, so our fastest lap currently, 1:05.9.
Yep. And right now Max is out. I think he's in his out lap, so... Oh no, he is in his lap, so let's see how he does. He's in P14 right now. He should be coming around for the last sector right about now. Yeah. Let's see where he goes, because I'm curious for the gap. So yeah, Max is in P1 because, as I expected, the gap was. I did a 5.9. He did 5. He did a 1.5.7. I did a 1.5.9, which kind of expected. He had a better fast first sector and second sector. When you have a car in front of you in a sector, you don't do very well. So hopefully
Okay, track's quiet right now. Let's get out there while it's clear.
hopefully for the second sector I can improve. But when nobody else is out on track, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna wait for the track to be completely empty first, so I don't have to go through any traffic or anything like that either. So let's wait and see. I believe that's Max that they're bringing into the garage now. By the looks of it, yep. So yeah, that's Max. So currently there's nobody else on track right now, so I might head out. Yep, there's nobody else on track. And that's the last car out. So let me head out and do a lap. And if this lap doesn't go well, I would be in P2 for the race start. Hopefully it's not like this. If I can't get P1 for the race start, I am leaving the difficulty where it is. I might put it up by 1, which will be 58 instead of putting it to 60. So let's hopefully, since there's nobody on track, let's see if I can get a better lap coming down here. Stroke 1, you kind of forced my hand there on the time. So I would have got a lower time than that. Well, let's do this.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
Yeah, no improvement, so I'm gonna head back into the pits.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
No improvements at all, so I head right back into the pits and then go back out during the improvement lap time, because there's no improvement whatsoever there. None whatsoever. So we'll see what happens just before the timer goes down, so stay tuned and hold on there with me, guys.
Okay, our best lap so far, 1 minute 05.9.
Time for the real improvement lap, and let's see if I keep if I get back P1 or am I gonna be stuck in P2. Let's see what happens.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Absolutely no improvement. So I'll be in P1 and P2 for the end of Q2, and then hopefully by Q3 I can get back P1 and stay in P1 for the race. Because we know Max is very aggressive on a race start, especially with the difficulty up, so I'm only going to raise it by 1 just to get a little bit more agile, but let's see. Yep, Max is P1, the gap is only 236, 234 away from me, so that's not so bad. Let's see who all is out in Q2. So in P15 we have Drogoni, who is out in a kick Sauber. Then we have Valtteri Bottas in the another kick Sauber, who's in P14. Carlos Sainz in a Ferrari in P13. Kevin Magnussen in a Haas in P12, and then Pierre Gasly in an Alpine, who's in P11. And for the top 10, who's going to be fighting for pole position is Alex Albon, Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda, Oscar Piastri, George Russell, Lance Stroll, who's in P5, Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris, myself, and Max Verstappen in P1 in a Red Bull with a lap time of 1.5.7. Going into Q3 will be determine who's going to be on pole for the start of the race. So see you guys then for the first lap of Q3. Enjoy. Alright, so let's do this. First lap. Hopefully I'm not stuck in traffic or stuck behind another car. Hopefully this goes well. So see you guys at the end of this lap. Or talk to you guys at the end of this lap. I gotta remind myself to say that all the time. So enjoy the lap, guys.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. You're leading the pack, that's P1. And we're in front of Verstappen, Alonso and Stroll. The fastest lap at the moment, 1:05.2. They're in second. Okay, so their best lap so far, 1:05.4. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please. Right, so our best lap so far, 1:05.2. Okay, the circuit's clear at the moment. We're good to go.
So I currently did a 1.5.2 with the fastest first sector one with a 15.9, second sector with a 29.1, and a sector 3 20.1.
We're currently 6th in the speed trap, 327.8 kilometers per hour.
And as you guys can currently see, I have the fastest lap time, and then Max Verstappen did a 1.5.4, which the gap is only 193. He did a 16.0 flat sector 1, and then a 29.3 sector 2, and a 20.1 sector 3. But I still have the fastest time. But let's see what happens during the improvement lap, if there's any room for improvement. We'll see by the end of this, so stay tuned.
Right, our best laps, minute 05.2.
Alright guys, so that is the end of Q3, and I got pole position for the race. As you guys clearly see, I have pulled. The gap is 193, so, and with that being said, I'm on pole position. Max is P2, Fernando Alonso is P3, George Russell is P4, Lando Norris is P5, Lance Stroll is P6, Oscar Piastri is in P7, Esteban Ocon is P8, and Alex Albon is in P9 with Yuki Tsunoda in P10 for the top 10. So see you guys for the race. Hopefully this race goes well. Like I said, I will put it up 1, even though I know the gap is mad right now. It's a very close gap, but let's see what happens. So stay tuned for the race start. It's going to do the race introduction, so enjoy and see you guys there. Well, I'm just going to move this up by 1 button and see what happens. Enjoy the introduction of the track and see you guys on track for the final results. Enjoy.
It's race day in Spielberg for this year's Austrian Grand Prix. We are just a few moments away from lights out, and our drivers thinking about navigating the Niki Lauda curve, as it was renamed in 2019, in memory of one of Formula One's most beloved figures. 7 rights and just 3 left-handers make up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is flat out, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of Turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Henry lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Fernando Alonso, Russell, Norris, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Ocon, Albon, Tsunoda, Gasly, Magnussen, Sainz, Bottas, Joe, Sargent, Leclerc, Hamilton, Hülkenberg, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And so we welcome you to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me for this race, and it's going to be some race, is Anthony Davidson. Well, it's all about forgetting last time because that was a bit of a shocker. How do they change the story today?
You've got to put it behind you. Whatever happened last time, I was always told as a driver, park it, forget about it. Obviously, feel the pain when it happens, but then you can't dwell on it and carry that through to the next race. So put it behind you and just crack on with this race coming your way now.
So as all the cars reform the grid, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring their planned strategies are all in place.
Enjoy the race, guys, and I'll see you guys at the end of the race. So enjoy.
Okay, DRS is now available. Right, show some respect for your teammate. There's little satisfaction to be had in overtaking like that. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, mate, I'd love to see a bit of aggression, but not like this, mate. Come on, let's keep it clean. Okay, really, really good. You hit that target nicely. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's keep it clean. All right, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy. Your pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps. We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time. Okay, mate, car behind is Max. They are faster than you. They are faster than you. Let them through, please. Sorry about that, mate. I know you don't want to hear it, but thanks for doing that. Let's now get your head down and get to the end of this race in the best way we can. Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap. Box this lap. Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed. Right, let's go, come on. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Max is coming in for his stop. Tyre condition still looking good. Gap to your teammate behind, 3.3 seconds. Okay, mate, we've got some clear track in front of us, and let's make the best of it. So please make this next one a very fast lap. Okay, that last lap, 1:08.2. Okay, I've got information on Joe for you. They're retiring from the race. Yellow flag. Okay, be aware there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags. Green flag, we're racing again, let's go. Great stuff, it looked like you made easy work of that target. Let's try and keep that going right through to the end of the race. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 3.9 seconds. Caution, caution. in first position, front of the pack. That's Max behind you now. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, 7 laps to go. Gap to your teammate behind, 4.8 seconds. Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
Guys, this is it. Won the race. Woo! Excited. Let's go.
That's a race win and your second race win in a row. Fantastic job.
Well, they are celebrating in Spielberg, a deserving winner of the Austrian Grand Prix.
And it's always good to get that momentum on your side, and it's really good for your confidence as well. The more confident you are, the further that can take you.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Well, that certainly was an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Yeah, guys, that was a really impressive race. Whoa! What happened here? Did Max actually not win, or am I tripping? Yeah, he won. I'm like, huh. I hope that's not for the standings. If that's for the standings, okay. Max is still in the standing, but he's 22 points behind me now. He has 242 points. I have 264 points with a 22 point lead. And in the constructors, we are up 506 points with a gap of 255, and McLaren is 251 points. Let's head right into the highlights, and then from there we'll go through some other stuff and then call it an evening. So enjoy the highlights, guys. That was definitely a great race for sure. Thought it was going to show a little bit more me and Max fighting, but guess it was not much. But let's head right into that. That was a great weekend, great double win for me right there. When I won a sprint race and I won a Grand Prix race. So overall, it was a great race weekend for me. So yeah, just give me 2 seconds, guys. Overall, great race weekend so far. We're still 50-50 when it comes to recognition. I'm hoping it goes up, but let's see. The next race is going to be Silverstone, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the next race should be Silverstone. Which should be fun. And can you guys imagine having a house like this in real life? This would be the best thing ever. Alright, so like I said, it's the next race is the British Grand Prix, which is in Silverstone. And so far, our rivalry is right here, so I'm just going to go over a couple things. I'm not going to do this yet. My accolades so far, I'm so close to finishing my my championship points, because like I said, I needed like I think 200 more. I believe I don't remember exactly how much. Right now it's 3,000 minus 2810, and I need 190 more championship points to finish off this, and then it'll be race starts to go. My rivalry with Max right now, I'm currently winning all of it right now. Our first rivalry, which is the team rivalry, I am up Max 3 right now. I have more championship points than him. I have more podium finishes, which is one difference. He has 10, I have 11. Race results, I have 6, he has 5. Qualifiers, I have 7, he has 4. Highest qualifying position for both of us is number 1. Best finished position for both of us is 1. And then
The championship rivalry tracks the amount of points you've got in the Drivers' Championship in relation to your rival. You'll need to lead by a certain amount to be declared the winner. Here you can see the gap needed to win, as well as the rewards that will be given.
So I'm not too sure what the gap is right now. I need 31 more points to win a rivalry. I guess that's a few more races, I guess. So maybe 2 more races, 2 more race wins, and I might win a rivalry. So let's see what happens. So yeah, there's this rivalry. I need 31 more points to win, and then yeah, I need to bring my average up to 99 to win this. Yeah, so far thing I really got to change out is this. So I might do that before the next race, and you guys see my race results. So as you guys saw in Bahrain, I got I won the first race, and then also in Saudi Arabia I won the first race, and in Australia, Melbourne, I lost the race to Verstappen, and in Japan I lost to Max again, and then also in Japan I lost to Max again. In China I won both the sprint race and the Grand Prix, and then I lost to Max again in Miami. But I won the sprint race in Miami, but I lost the Grand Prix race. And in Imola I lost the Grand Prix completely, but Max was on podium in P3. And in Monaco I won that race completely. In Canada I won the race. Same thing with Barcelona. I lost in Barcelona, but I gained points. I was still ahead in the championship in Barcelona, even though I didn't win. And just now in Austria I just won both sprint race and Grand Prix race, so which pushes my points up more, which is great for me. So hopefully by the end we'll see who wins the championship when we get to Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at the Yes Marina. So yeah, so far, yeah, this is my stats. I have 4 Drivers World Championships. I have 4 Constructive Championship with Red Bull. I have a total of 90 race pole position with a total points of 200, 810. And then for race wins I have 92. For podium finishes I have 103. Average finish 1, average grid 1. And so far in my whole career, I've driven 28,602 kilometers with 98 fastest lap, and laps I've driven 5,033 laps. And obviously I joined one team, so that's everything so far in my career. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next Grand Prix race, which hopefully will be tomorrow. So that'll be tomorrow, and I will see you guys 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I'll just drop that in the comment. $7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So thank you guys for joining, thank you guys for watching, hope you guys enjoyed tonight, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next stream. With that being said, have a good night, peace out, and see you guys next time.